entire career. So we'll talk about that, but we're going to change once again and talk about this.
Okay.
An epic topic, I feel. The New York Times is reporting that guy in the White House who maybe pretended to write The Art of the Deal back in 1987 actually lost more than $1 billion between 1985 and 1994, and didn't pay a dime in taxes for 8 out of those 10 years. Now, he's tweeting that it's a fake news hit job and that he was entitled to massive write-offs and renegotiations with banks. And I mean, my question is, could anyone here get away with doing that? When he first got elected and I was kvetching about the fact that he had not paid any taxes, I said, my mother used to sit at her table and try to figure out how to pay those taxes and get. Yeah. I mean, every year she worked her tail off. My mom did. Everybody's mom and dad worked their butts off, and I don't. How do you get? I know.
Well, remember Leona Helmsley, who famously said, "Only the little people pay taxes." Remember that?
Yes, I
was reading the report in the New York Times this morning. I can't decide if he's a fraud or a loser. Either one of those two things, because he was fraudulent in many ways. Look at Trump University, for example. Mm-hmm. And he also lost over $1 billion. And then one interesting point popped out at me, too, actually. One was that his father, Fred, never lost any money except when he invested in one of Trump's projects, one of his son's apartment buildings. Then Fred even lost money. And the other one is that there's a missing money. There's missing 53. Somebody gave him $53 million at one point. So he was in the not the red, the black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who gave him that money? Where'd that money come from?
It doesn't even matter. This guy didn't pay any taxes for it. How do you get away with not paying? I'm sorry. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Maybe his base will resent that now. I don't know.
Well, but there was a lady here the other day who was talking about the fact that she has a little space, and she and her husband have a place in Chicago, and they rent it out, and they usually get a little money back, and they take the family on a tiny little vacation. Nothing huge. She said not only did she not getting anything back,
that's right. Yeah.
but she can't go on vacation because she got to pay them now.
Yeah.
She's paying money, so I
actually think this is a really effective argument for Democrats, is that, look, he scammed the system for so long, he lost $1 billion, and I've never been a businesswoman, but $1 billion seems like a lot of money to lose from my perspective. But I will say,
did you read that no one has ever lost that much money? He has lost more money than any other American.
There you go.
That's quite an accomplishment.
I think if you're Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or Joe Biden right now, you can say, look, even though the economy is doing really well right at this very moment, it's off the benefit of these big corporations and people like Donald Trump who've been able to game the system for so long. And this is, I think, the message that actually could be the kill shot going into our next election cycle.
I just wonder, will his base care? Because the economy is doing well, and he's being credited. I think exactly. I think independents may care, but I don't know if his base will care. I don't know if Republican voters will care. And then when I look at his track record, Joy, I think he's probably a fraud and a loser. I think he's both.
He's two treats in one.
I think he's a two treats in one. It's like a combination package. Because if you look at some of his failures, Trump Airlines failed. Yeah. Trump Steaks failed. Trump University failed. Right? Trump Magazine, Trump Mortgage, Trump Beverage, Trump Vodka, Trump's travel site.
But you know what?
Trump casinos.
I don't mind a failure. I don't mind a failure.
I don't mind a failure. I mind a scam.
I mind a scam.
Yeah.
And the scam is what's really pissing me off.
That's the fraud part.
But let me just,
go ahead.
if you look at the bigger picture, you could have been sitting on your butt for 10 years ordering clothes on Amazon and lose less money than he did in those 10 years, right? So the money that he got from his dad, if he just let it sit and do absolutely nothing with it, and just maybe invested it, he would have done better than actually.
But he's an aggressive loser.
But here's the other thing I would say on a personal note with Trump is this hits him more than anything else.
Yeah.
This is where his insecurity lies. That's why he's tweeting about it, because
that's why he didn't want to show anybody.
Final pinpoint on that, when he was roasted by Comedy Central, the only rule was you couldn't make fun of him not having as much money.
Yeah.
That's the only
That's the thing that really triggered him with Rosie O'Donnell. Remember the day that she went off on him?
And is that why we can't see his taxes?
Probably.
Well,
or his grades.
You know
what I was would say to the Trump voter, I want to ask the Trump voter one question. Would you let him invest your money?
Oh.
Well,
That's
I mean,
a no for me.
but if you're going to go that far, why would you let him dictate how your taxes should go?
Well, that's
how
the
about
question.
that?
Yeah,
But
or
you
your
have
country.
you have a thing.
I have a legal note. Trump's attorney, Charles Harder, issued the following statement to the New York Times. Your statements regarding Trump's tax returns from 30 years ago are highly inaccurate and based upon information that is demonstrably false.
Yeah.
Any story on this subject that is inaccurate and harms Trump's reputation would be defamatory and actual malice. You are on notice.
Well, the IRS begs to differ. I read that also.
We'll see if the IRS begs to differ.
They do.
I mean, isn't Mnuchin in charge of it?
Well, now, but I'm talking about back then.
Facts
I'm
are
just
stubborn
saying.
things, though.
Facts
They
are a
sure
bitch.
are.
They come back and bite you right in the booty. We'll be right back.
Later, royal reveal. The first photos of Meghan and Harry's newborn are released.